This is the update that nobody wanted to hear. As 19-year-old DaCara Thompson, the lady who went to the gas station for a quick stop, she has been found unalive on Route 50.
For investigation, it appears that DaCara willfully entered a vehicle being driven by Hugo Rene Hernandez-Mendez, 35-year-old male, out of Bowie, Maryland.
Hard. It's been hard.
DaCara Thompson's parents are begging for answers. They just want their daughter home. The pain in their voices is heartbreaking, saying over and over, "It's been hard, baby, it's been hard." And the details of what went down keep getting darker by the day. It's unbelievable. Right now, investigators say the main suspect, Mendez, still hasn't given the full truth. The story goes he convinced DaCara to get into his car after telling her she left her purse behind in her parked vehicle. That car was sitting in a no parking zone, which means she clearly wasn't planning to stay long. Her father remembers her saying she'd be right back, but she never returned. When police checked her car, they found everything still inside. Her purse, credit cards, debit cards, even $60 cash. Nothing was taken. And here's the chilling part. Instead of taking her somewhere discreet, Easy brought her straight to his own house, where his family and children live. Who does that? Normally, people trying to hide something wouldn't risk bringing a stranger into their own home. It makes no sense at all. Some believe this wasn't random at all, but part of something much bigger. And what makes it even more disturbing, reports say investigators allegedly found women's underwear in Easy's bedroom that didn't belong to DaCara. The thought of what that could mean has people sick to their stomach. Are we staring at a serial predator here? Did DaCara really know this man before that night? Or was she lured by a complete stranger? And what about the rest of his family? What secrets are they sitting on in that house? The whole thing stinks, and people are demanding answers. There's also a bigger debate brewing. Some are pointing out that groups like BLM seem to only raise their voices when it's a white suspect involved. They're saying since this case doesn't fit that narrative, DaCara's story is being ignored. And to make things worse, social media has been spinning out ugly rumors with cruel posts accusing DaCara of selling herself, completely dismissing that this was a young woman whose life was cut short under suspicious, terrifying circumstances. Here's what we do know. DaCara was first reported missing by her father just before 9 p.m. on August 23rd. He told police the last time he saw her was the night before, August 22nd. When she didn't come home, he called her, but she never answered. Instead, he remembered a text she sent that same night saying she was going to grab gas and be right back. That was the last message he ever got from her. By August 24th, her family took matters into their own hands. Using the Find My Phone app, they tracked her last location to Jasmine Terrace and Riggs Road in Hyattsville. That's where they found her car, sitting there, abandoned. Police were called right away. Her siblings say DaCara, the youngest of 5, always shared her location with them. But when they checked this time, her phone was switched off. The last ping showing right there at that same intersection. It's chilling. In the days right after DaCara disappeared, her family still clung to hope. But fear was creeping in fast. Her bank account sat untouched, not a single dollar moved. That's never a good sign. Then, on August 31st, around 4:50 p.m., everything changed. Maryland State Police responded to a disabled vehicle on Route 50 near the South River Bridge in Annapolis. And that's where troopers spotted something horrifying. A body lying on the embankment, about 30 feet below. By September 3rd, detectives delivered the devastating news to DaCara's family. The body was confirmed to be hers. She had severe skull and facial fractures, and the only way her family could be sure it was her was through tattoos and jewelry. Imagine that heartbreak. But the real twist? Surveillance footage from August 23rd at 3:06 a.m. shows DaCara herself leaving her white SUV on Jasmine Terrace. She walked down Riggs Road toward University Boulevard, right into the parking lot of a business. There, she approached a black GMC Yukon Denali. She leaned in, spoke to the driver, then walked around and climbed into the passenger seat. That SUV was quickly traced back to one man, Mendez of Bowie, Maryland. But here's the bizarre part. DaCara left her purse sitting in her own car, which was parked in front of a fire hydrant. Who does that at 3 a.m.? Who leaves their purse, cash, and cards behind just to hop into another car? So many questions are spinning. Was she expecting to come right back? Was she comfortable enough with Mendez that she didn't think twice? Or was she tricked into that ride and never had a chance to grab her things?
To the scene, we did discover that all of her personal belongings were in her car, such as her purse, her credit card, her debit cards. She even had $60.
And what about her phone tracker? Did she turn it off herself, or did someone else do it for her? The details don't add up, and every piece just makes this case more suspicious. By September 3rd, detectives had zeroed in on Mendez. Just before 9 p.m., they pulled up to his house, and there it was, the black SUV sitting right outside like a smoking gun. They quickly secured a residential search warrant and returned in the early hours of September 4th. But before they could even serve it, they spotted a man walking out of the house and sliding right into the driver's seat of that same SUV. Suspicious much? When officers questioned him, Mendez spun a story. He claimed he'd been at the Galaxy nightclub on University Boulevard in the early hours of August 23rd, the very same spot where surveillance showed DaCara getting into his black Yukon. He said he was there to meet his ex-girlfriend, but the meetup never happened. The second the questions got tougher, he shut it down and asked for a lawyer. Then came the bombshell. Once police executed the warrant, what they uncovered inside his home was chilling. Court docs reveal they found what they believed to be DaCara's blood, one of her pink and white French manicure nails, strands of her hair, even a wig tossed in the trash. And that wasn't all. They also discovered multiple pairs of women's underwear and lingerie inside his bedroom. What was going on in that house? That was enough for police to move in. Hugo Mendez was arrested and hit with first and second degree murder charges in the gruesome death of 19-year-old DaCara Thompson. ICE later stepped in, calling him a criminal illegal alien, and promised DaCara's family justice would be served. Investigators now believe Mendez attacked DaCara inside his bedroom that same morning she vanished, then coldly dumped her body off the Route 50 bridge into the South River. The horror of it all is almost too much to process. Imagine the kind of heartless coldness it takes to load a young woman's body into a car, drive down Route 50, and then toss her over a bridge like she was nothing. The thought alone is enough to make people sick. It's inhuman. And the most chilling part? There were people inside that very house while all of this was happening, and police made sure to question every single one of them. One relative told detectives she lived there with her family, sharing the home with her cousin, Hugo Mendez, plus 2 other roommates. She said she could barely believe her own blood would do something this evil. But she admitted something else too. Over the past 2 weeks, she barely saw him around, and his behavior was off. She even told investigators she begged her cousin to confess. During the questioning, her husband, Mendez, and another relative were all brought in, but only one wasn't released, Hugo. Then came the twist. The very next morning, federal immigration agents stormed back to the house, this time to take her husband into custody. She swore he had nothing to do with the crime and said he fully cooperated. She couldn't understand why her husband was suddenly wrapped into an immigration case just because of her cousin's charges. Another roommate delivered an even more disturbing statement. They told detectives they heard DaCara and Hugo in the bedroom. First noises of intimacy, then a chilling, grunting sound that didn't sit right. They said it felt like someone wasn't willing, someone wasn't okay. Hours later, they noticed something strange. Hugo's black GMC, which is normally parked out front, was suddenly gone. And it just so happened he doesn't even work Saturdays. Suspicious? Absolutely. 2 more witnesses said they couldn't speak on what went down during those overnight hours. They lived on the opposite side of the house and claimed they didn't hear or see anything. Still, the walls of that home are holding some terrifying secrets, and it's clear not everyone inside is telling the full story. But the big question hanging in the air is this: did the people in that house know more than they're admitting? Are they staying quiet out of loyalty to Hugo, fear of retaliation, or just pure self-preservation? Between the cousin's uneasy comments, the husband's sudden immigration arrest, and that chilling roommate testimony, it feels like somebody in that house is holding back key pieces of the puzzle. And here's something even wilder. Hugo wasn't some clean-cut guy who just snapped out of nowhere. Nope. This man had a history with the police long before DaCara's name ever crossed his path. His past is basically a walking cautionary tale. Let's break it down. Multiple DUI charges on his record. Not one slip-up, but several. Then there's the open container violations, cruising around with booze in his car like the highway was his personal party strip. Add to that a laundry list of reckless behavior. Running stop signs, blowing through red lights, making wild lane changes, and parking wherever he felt like. This man treated the road like it was his own playground. No rules, no consequences, and it didn't stop there. Hugo was even caught driving on a suspended license. Imagine the state literally telling you, sit down, you're done driving, and he still jumped behind the wheel anyway. It screams entitlement. Now here's what's really making people furious. How was he even free to roam the streets with all these charges stacked against him, especially considering his immigration status? Folks are demanding answers, and the more details come out, the more it looks like this tragedy could have been avoided if the system had done its job. Does any of this even make sense? Detectives are still digging, trying to figure out if DaCara actually knew Hugo before she vanished, but the questions just keep piling up. Why would she leave her SUV sitting in a fire lane? Purse inside, cash, cards, everything untouched. Like she planned to be gone just a few minutes. Did Hugo tell her he'd bring her right back? Was she distracted? Or did she have no idea what kind of danger she was walking into? And what about her phone tracker? Did she switch it off herself? Or was it shut off for her? Could Hugo's own family be hiding what they really know? The whispers are only getting louder. Some people in the area even believe this might not be his first time, that he could be tied to other disappearances, including a father who was found dead just 2 days after DaCara's body was recovered. Then there's the detail that still haunts everyone, the underwear and lingerie allegedly found in his room. Were they trophies? Souvenirs from other victims? The thought alone is terrifying. This whole case feels bigger, darker, and more twisted than anyone first imagined. But now it's your turn. What do you think? Could Hugo have more victims out there? Or is this all one shocking nightmare with more layers still to be uncovered? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And trust me, you're gonna wanna stick around because the next one, it's going to be even more explosive. See you in the next one.